On the Radio is brought to you by Zurich Insurance, the perfect place to catch up with all things Melbourne. If you enjoy this content and want more inside access from the team, make sure you visit the club website.
Ed Langdon's been good enough to join me. Melbourne wingman, 2021 Premiership player. Melbourne Membership Day on SEN today. Join today and get a 6-game Demons membership for $66. Head to membership.melbournefc.com.au. Ed, welcome to the program. Great to have you on, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's good to be here.
What do you make of the booing? When you hear booing, what do you make of it?
Yeah, it's obviously not ideal. I understand fans and supporters get emotional just as players do. So, I can sort of empathise with fans in that regard. But, it's never a great thing, teach young fans or young footballers. So, as a player, it's not the greatest thing, but I can sort of empathise with the fans.
So do you feel, you're obviously a player that's played for two clubs, so do you feel it like a pantomime villain boo when Fremantle fans, I don't know if they boo you or not, by the way, when you play over there, but I presume they do. Do you think that boo's okay, a player changing clubs, or do you just like to think that maybe we'll wise up and all booing will go at some stage?
No, I think that's fine. That's just sort of jesting. You're always going to sort of get that. I think it's the booing that's, a bit more targeted that's probably the issue. But, yeah, when a player's just changing clubs, I think that's just all tongue-in-cheek sort of stuff.
So you can tell, can't you? There is a difference, even though that makes kind of the same sound. You can tell the nasty boo as opposed to the fun. We're just having some fun with your boo.
Yeah, I would have thought so. It's probably not as black and white as that, but, you sort of get a vibe. Absolutely.
Should the All-Australian team pick wingman on the wing this year, do you reckon, Ed?
That'd be nice. Not sure we're going to get there, but it would be nice. I think it's important that roles do get sort of valued as highly as they are sort of inside the four walls of a club, but that's not for me to decide.
No, but I think the evolution of our understanding of women sort of almost taken us back to where we were in the 70s and 80s. I grew up in an era where your wingman kept his width. Your wingman was always there. The Doug Hawkins wing, for some reason, you could kick it there any minute of any game, any time, and Doug was there. So there is that element that's been brought back into it.
Yeah, no, there is, absolutely. It's quite a specialised role now within a footy team, and there's plenty of different ways to play it. Now some teams choose to utilise their wingmen. Maybe they're more stoppage-based players or what have you. But, the way Goody allows me to play my game, certainly that sort of old traditional style, which is sort of what I've always played.
So how often do you decide, okay, I'm going to get behind the ball here, we need my work defensively, or they need me as the outlet guy, so I'm going to stay wide and not go to that contest. I'm going to keep my width and still be 20 metres away, even though I probably could maybe go in and affect the contest by my presence there.
It's sort of a bit of everything. I think, sometimes I think Goody almost asks a bit too much of me because it's sort of, you're expected to be a last line of goal in defence, sort of either taking one of the defenders forward so they can roll off and sort of impact, and then you're expected to be, having shots down the other end of the ground within the same play. So, it's you've just got to choose your moments and sort of when you are going to fall back as hard as you sort of can, and then conversely when you sort of need to attack and then close out any other opposition wingman. So it's it's a tough role.
What do you decide when the guy that's playing on the wing with you goes in? Do you sometimes think, well, he's hot, I better stay with him, or sucker, you're in there and I'm out here on my own?
Yeah, I'm letting him in every day of the week. It's one of my favourite things, playing a wing when an inside mid steps out. It's you sort of know what they're going to do, and it's a lot better to sort of expose someone in the outside than and release them into the mess, because we've got a lot of good inside mids. They can usually handle an extra in there.
How are you going? You COVID free?
I am COVID free, luckily.
doing anything special to stay COVID-free this week? Is the club taking any extreme measure?
Yeah, we've had a lot of short days, which is sort of been music to a lot of the guys' ears. So it's sort of get in, train, and then get out and sort of try and minimise as much risk as we can.
So you haven't lost any more players to your knowledge as it stands right now?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Kicking, Ed. Sometimes you're really good at it as a team, sometimes you're not. Is that a luck thing? Is it a how much time you put into it thing?
It's a bit of that. I think as a team, we've improved out of sight over the last 3 years with our kicking. Getting Choco Williams in certainly has been a big part of it with his kicking program. But, you're going to have your weeks. It ebbs and flows. Different teams bring different amounts of pressure. I mean, Richmond, it's one of the highest pressure teams in the comp, and they're, that's definitely going to affect your skill execution. But yeah, I think as a trend, we've certainly improved our kicking, and goal kicking was obviously down on the weekend. But that was an anomaly. I think we're generally pretty good.
In 3 years' time, who's going to be the best player in the competition? Luke Jackson, Clayton Oliver, or Christian Petrarca?
It could be the top three right there. I'd say, and Luke Jackson is going to be pretty special. I don't think he knows how good he's going to be. So, yeah, keep an eye on him. It's going to be pretty exciting to watch him play.
Do you also hope that he doesn't lose his character? He's got a great flamboyant character that we all love about the animation of his face, not just the way he goes about it. Yeah,
definitely. I think he's everyone's favourite player at Melbourne. So hopefully he never loses that, and sort of the football environment doesn't dampen his character. And knowing Luke, I don't think it will.
Great to have you, Ed. Good luck this weekend, and I'll talk to you after you get that All-Australian wing spot.
Thanks for having me on.